time is it? Oh, Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I was kind of hoping I would sleep through this.
Valentine's Day is the reason the majority of the American population is born in November. Okay, that's not true, but it would make sense if it was. Valentine's Day is a holiday all about celebrating couples, and romance, and hearts, and expensive gifts, and chocolates, and the Sonic movie, and f***ing.
And as someone who doesn't really get it, yeah, this holiday isn't for me. But that doesn't mean I have to be miserable today. I could just find something completely unrelated to Valentine's Day to talk about. We can already rule out the Sonic movie, which just leaves us with puzzle games and the art of feeding your partner chocolate-covered strawberries.
I love puzzle games. It's such an easy genre to kick back and relax to. There's such a wide variety of puzzle games out there, each one different from the last, and yet each one has the same ability to work your brain and make you feel just a little bit smarter. And there's so many to pick from, whether it's a classic like Tetris or Dr. Mario, or maybe something a little more out there like Baba's You or Pushmo.
What the f*** is a HuniePop? Part dating sim, part puzzle game, light RPG elements, visual novel style, abrasive Western writing, plenty of plot. What the hell?
So this is HuniePop, and just from the title screen alone, I'm already starting to feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hide back here if that's alright with you.
Hi there.
How did my life come to this? Alright! So here we have the visual novel part of the game. There are cartoon drawings of girls, they say some words, I cringe, and occasionally pick a dialogue box that ultimately has no outcome on the interaction. Anyways, here I am at this bar where I meet this girl, Q. Like the letter.
Nope, not like that at all.
Not like the letter.
It is like the letter.
I make an attempt at flirting with her, fail spectacularly because I'm apparently the most incompetent human on the planet, and go home.
Hey you, rise and shine, we've got work to do! Don't you recognize this adorable face? It's Q from the bar.
How many drinks did I have?
So, Q here is actually a love fairy, and her job is to, because I'm apparently the most incompetent human on the planet, help me get laid.
Oh, what fortune! Can I pass?
Alright, grab your shit, we're going on a date right now.
No, of course not. Who gives a shit about what I want? Stupid game. I'm not even gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be dumb and stupid. I don't want to get a puzzle game!
I'll say this. Anyone could come to HuniePop for whatever reason, but everyone stays for the puzzle gameplay. How do I describe this? You ever play Bejeweled? Okay, this is just that but cooler. It's still a tile matching game at its core, you know, match 3 tiles of the same color together to clear them, match 4 or 5 tiles together to get a bonus. This style of game has existed forever. But HuniePop takes things a bit further and adds a bunch of mechanics and tweaks a bunch of aspects of the formula, leading to a lot more room to strategize and plan ahead. And I think the most important one of these tweaks is that you can move a tile as far as you want vertically or horizontally. This makes the gameplay feel so much more free and open-ended in comparison to other tile matching games. It can be kind of tricky to get the hang of since you really need to have awareness of the full board, but once it clicks, it becomes immensely satisfying.
Alright, and that's the tutorial. You know, I do really wish the game was just the puzzles.
Q gives me a device called the Honeybee, which is...
It automatically registers the info of new girls you meet and can even track their location.
Oh!
Armed with a creepy stalker phone in one hand and apparent insatiable horniness in the other, and this is a terrible combination of things. And with all that squared away, it's time to set out into the world and finally date some actual real women.
Nope, this is a game about cartoons.
Let's see, we got a few options on where to go first. This one.
Good choice, rookie. Couldn't have picked it better myself.
Wait, I actually missed it. Where are we going?
The first girl here is Tiffany, whose personality is that she's a nice college student who is nice and is a student in college.
No, it doesn't go any deeper than that. And yes, that will remain a constant for everyone else we meet in this adventure.
I start up a conversation with her and try my damnedest to pick the most normal options, which will get progressively harder to do as the game continues. And bam! Just like that, I've unlocked the ability to date Tiffany.
Now what?
When you meet up with a girl, you're given a few options. You can talk to her, ask random questions, or get asked random questions to see if you remember the answers to the questions you already asked. You can buy gifts, food, or drinks. You can check a girl's profile to see little random bits of info about them of varying degrees of usefulness. You can leave and go find another girl, or you can do the actually fun part of the game. Now, what's the point of any of this, I hear you ask? And I agree, I ask myself the same thing every day. There's two kinds of currency in HuniePop. Honey, which is where the game gets its name, and money, which is spelled wrong. Money is gained by finishing dates, not winning, by the way, just finishing them, and it goes into buying the girls more gifts and food and drinks. And then pretty much everything else, giving girls stuff or talking with them, gives you honey, which then goes into upgrading certain stats to make the puzzle portion of the game easier. So this is the gameplay loop. You play puzzles to get money, you use money to buy gifts, you give the gifts to girls to get honey, you use the honey to upgrade your puzzle game stats, rinse and repeat until you've played long enough to get an eyebrow raise from everyone you meet.
Alright, let's finally go on an actual date. It may be a random Monday morning and we might have just met 3 minutes ago.
I guess I've got some time. Let's do it.
And none of that matters, let's play the game.
The market. What a neat idea. This should be fun.
So one of the things you have to keep in mind when on a date is that the color of the tiles actually means something. Each color represents a specific trait: talent, flirtation, sexuality, and romance. And the thing is, each girl has a favorite and least favorite trait. So, for example, Tiffany here's favorite trait is flirtation, and her least favorite is sexuality. So, you get extra points for matching green tiles and fewer points for matching red ones. And this whole mechanic just adds another layer of strategy. It keeps you on the lookout for good opportunities to make bigger matches with a girl's favorite trait, and makes sure you're always thinking about your next move.
Well, that's probably not a good sign. You know what, it's the first date, and like I said, the gameplay's a little hard to get the hang of at first, so don't count me out just yet. Let's try someone new.
Every time you meet a new girl for the first time, you have to sit through this lengthy bit of dialogue where they talk to a different new girl so you can know who your next target is.
That felt wrong saying that.
So this here is Aiko.
Asian chicks? Don't even get me started. I have like the worst case of yellow fever ever. Ever. Like a yellow plague.
Okay, so this is Aiko, and her personality can be best described as mean, but like in a fun way. For the love of God, let's change the subject and do another date.
Sure. I suppose you've earned it.
Well, I didn't do anything.
There are 4 other kinds of tiles on the date board outside the main 4 trait tiles. There's the pink passion tiles that build up a score multiplier, the purple broken heart tiles which cause you to lose score, the yellow joy tiles which give you more moves, and the light blue sentiment tiles which allow you to use special items in the form of date gifts. These are one-time use per date and have a bunch of random effects like clearing a specific type of tile from the board or turning broken hearts into a different tile, stuff like that. Again, all of this is just another way the game keeps you thinking. You want to make sure you're balancing out getting your trait matches with getting passion, joy, and sentiment matches, while also knowing when to use your date gifts, while also making sure you're avoiding getting broken heart matches, which sometimes you'll be faced with a perfect move, but doing it also causes some broken hearts to shift around and get matched and essentially cancel out your good match. So you've really got to have awareness of the full board to make sure you're not ruining everything.
Unlike me. Kay! We're over 2 at this point. Maybe I am the most incompetent human on the planet.
The next girl is Belly, who I get the feeling doesn't want to be here just as badly as me.
It's not too late to back out of this, right? I can talk about these stupid heart candies if you want me to.
So each girl has
This is disgusting.
a collection of basic gifts that just reward honey when gifted and don't really serve a purpose beyond that outside of going for 100% completion. However, each girl also has a set of unique gifts exclusive to them that, instead of rewarding honey, boost the honey given for talking to them. And speaking of speaking, this button right here is a straight up lie. It says talk with her, but what it really is you two drilling each other.
That was a poor choice of words.
About how much you know about each other. And by that, I mean how much you know about her. There are 3 types of questions. You ask her a random fact about herself, she asks you if you remember a random fact about herself, or she'll ask you something completely random that sometimes is completely inappropriate.
Funny question, but how do you feel about girls shaving down there?
Like, who the f*** asks that on prop data? Or in general? And by the way, there are correct answers to all of these questions, and getting the answer right will award you with extra honey. You get more honey for asking a question you haven't already, you get more honey for remembering a random fact, and you get more honey for picking an answer the girl would most agree with when she asks you a random question. Wait, hold on a second!
So far, the only things this game has taught me is that juggling multiple chicks is objectively cool, and that you should lie to women about yourself and tell them what they want to hear so you can sleep with them. This is the worst thing.
The next girl is Jessie.
Well then, come a little closer. There's a lot more to see.
No! The next girl is Lola.
I love me some chocolate.
Ah!
And this is HuniePop. There's more characters, like Kiana, the hyper-happy one, Audrey, the annoying bitch, Nikki, the antisocial gamer.
Hey!
But this is the game. You play the puzzle game, which is actually fun, and then you're graced with some grade A cringeworthy dialogue.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever felt as much secondhand embarrassment as I do right now for these voice actresses.
Fortunately, the puzzle game part manages to stay consistently entertaining. The target score increases with every date you do, so you're constantly getting faced with greater and greater challenges, really forcing you to master the game. And you're also pretty constantly getting new date gifts to try out, letting you create new strategies. It's just straight up addictive, and in my opinion, way more interesting than other tile matching puzzle games out there. Also, something I wasn't expecting going into this is that the soundtrack is actually pretty good. It's all just really catchy stuff, nothing that'll blow you away, but it's a pretty good listen. I definitely liked it way more than I was expecting to.
Bam! That's another date done! Wow, I really feel like I'm starting to get the hang of this.
How about I come over tonight for a private lesson?
What, excuse me? Huh? Wait, what's happening? I thought it was... Wait, I didn't know it was gonna be... Hold on, I didn't... Wait, just hold on a second. No!
See something you like?
Now what?
So after you win 4 dates with a girl, any successful subsequent date that takes place at night will lead to this. The sex minigame. This is the worst part of the entire game.
That's not a bit, by the way. This part sucks.
So the goal here, like with the normal gameplay, is to get a certain amount of points. However, as soon as you start getting points, they'll start to drain. So you have to quickly and continuously make matches to overcome the constantly draining point meter. Also, it's impossible to fail. Trust me, I tried. It's so weird because the normal gameplay takes so much thought and has a lot of strategy involved, and this is completely brain dead. You have to throw everything you know out the window and just mindlessly make matches, but you're on a strict time limit, so you're scrambling, and then you start missing some obvious matches, and oh look, you're back at 0 again. Awful.
You know, I kind of think it was made like this intentionally, just so that to anyone passing by your room, it sounds like...
Come on, yes, yes, come on, no, please, go up there, no, please, go up there, come on!
Which is why I should probably wear headphones.
And then, once you finally have sex with someone, you unlock the ability to date Q.
Great. That's what I've always wanted.
It goes about how you probably expect. You know, constant annoying quips about how horny everyone is. It's great, I'm so happy. This was 100% worth it. But then, after many grueling hours, many cringy voice lines, many fun puzzles, and many not fun sex later, after you finally sleep with every character,
This is the one?
There's another character.
Oh boy, it's the goddess of love, Venus. I'm so glad I get to play this game for even longer.
Alright, not only have I had sex with Venus, but I've also collected everything for every character in the game, which means I never have to touch it ever again.
There's really only one place to go from here. One final challenge, if you think you're up for it.
So Q describes one final challenge for me, Alpha Mode, and in order to unlock it, I have to hand over the underwear I got from all the girls after having sex with them.
Have I actually said the words I hate this game yet?
Oh, wait. Q says there's 12 pairs, but there's only 10 characters in the game. Where am I supposed to get the other 2?
Hang on a second. Pause! There's 2 other characters. How the hell do you unlock them? Okay, let's see here. Discard a bag of goldfish when you're outside, and she will appear when you try to leave the area. For the other one, give Q the dirty magazine. Give a weird device. Take the weird device to the beach at night and attempt to depart without taking a girl to the bedroom. How the hell was I supposed to figure that out?
Whatever, let's try this.
Excuse me. Did you drop these fishies here? If you don't want them, can I have them? Yes! Thank you! I'll love them forever and ever! Well, I don't have a master. I don't like being a stray kitty.
I'm not doing this.
I'm sorry, I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. I'm not gonna sit through all this shit for another 2 characters. I didn't even unlock the other one, and you know what? It's for the best. I'm not gonna drag the good name of Celeste through the dirt for this garbage. I am done!
And that was HuniePop. There's a sequel, isn't there? Fine. But only because I am not doing this again next year.
Oh, goody. A sequel 6 years later, because clearly I was just dying to see how the story continued.
According to legends passed down from ages long past, an era of darkness and destruction draws near. Deep within the endless sea of stars stirs an ancient evil forgotten by time.
So here we go, HuniePop 2. Well, hey, check this out. We can pick Holly's junk.
Okay, look, I appreciate the progressiveness. But innie and outie?
Also, I don't know why it says Polly. I have to assume that's my name. Whatever, I'm not gonna think about it. So HuniePop 2 is just HuniePop again, but harder and, shockingly, somehow more obnoxious. I will say the gameplay tweaks and changes here are pretty interesting. See, the HuniePop 1 presented a pretty challenging puzzle game, and as the game progressed, gradually introduced new ways to make it easier. HuniePop 2 presents the same challenging puzzle game, but instead, as the game progresses, gradually introduces new ways to make it harder. Right off the bat, you're faced with the game's main gimmick. You're dating 2 girls at the same time now. There's this whole mechanic of stamina. Each girl has a stamina meter that drains every time you make a match for whichever one you're focusing on. But it also fills back up for the other girl, meaning you have to keep swapping between making matches for both so you don't tire them both out. And then later on in the game, they introduce this other new mechanic of the girls having baggage, which are these negative effects that activate whenever you do certain moves. These can be a real pain to play around sometimes, but they do add another layer of strategy. I'll give it up, HuniePop 2 really makes your brain work overtime. It is much harder than the first game.
So here is the, I can't believe I'm saying this, plot of HuniePop 2. There are 2 giant alien demon girls coming to destroy Earth, and in order to stop them, we have to, well...
And there's a whole new cast of characters on this adventure too. There's Ashley, the British one, Candace, the dumb one, Leilani, the shy one, Nora, the drug dealer, Lillian.
Whatever. I didn't ask to come here. My mom forced me to come because she f***ing hates me.
No, Sarah.
Konnichiwa. O genki desu ka?
No, Brooke.
Why, hello there.
Nope, Abia.
I'm going to have to ask you to come with me for a body inspection.
No, Zoe.
I've been observing you since you arrived. You display very particular behaviors. You're talking to one of them now, aren't you? The butterfly people?
Well, I actually like Zoe. She's funny. And then there's also Wait. Polly isn't me. Polly's a character. That makes this so weird! Why the hell do I have to pick this? Oh my god!
That's weird. How come the honeybee isn't registering this chick? No, wait. There it goes.
Wait, was that... Did you do that? Was that because... Come the hell on, game.
Look, here's the thing. HuniePop 2 just has such a grosser energy than the first game. And that's thanks in no small part to these new characters. Half of them are absolutely insufferable to listen to. I thought the first game gave me secondhand embarrassment, but just, I can't believe anyone agreed to say any of this shit. And on top of that, the dialogue options you're given are now way creepier and way more disgusting. Look, I'm not looking for anything deep or realistic or whatever here, but I would at least like something slightly normal. Because as it stands now, the only two options are to be a complete fucking degenerate or a complete fucking asshole. God, this game is so gross!
You know what it is? I figured it out. HuniePop 1 had its joke. Haha, look, it's a puzzle game, but it's also a game. Those things don't go together. And everybody thought it was mildly funny. Once. But then HuniePop 2 comes barging in and tells the exact same joke, just way louder, and hopes there were some people in the back that didn't hear it the first time. We all heard it!
At least the gameplay is really solid. You can say whatever you want about the writing, and I have, but you can't deny the gameplay is crazy good and extremely addicting. Both of these games I find myself playing for way longer than I intended to, just because I get completely absorbed into the puzzle gameplay.
Oh, you pulled it off! Wasn't looking so good for a second there.
Ash, we're not like blood relatives, right?
That's it! I'm done! I'm f***ing done! I've had it! I can't take any more of this shit! God!
Lizzie, have I missed anything? There's another game, Honeycamp Studio, a management sim game where you manage all the girls as adult film actresses. I don't know anymore. I'm so tired.
It kind of baffles me that a game like HuniePop even exists in the first place. I mean, this game is the epitome of complete degeneracy. It's annoying, it's offensive, it's objectifying, it's aggressively horny, and the worst part is, it's a really fun puzzle game. It really bums me out that a game this fun is also a game that makes me feel like an absolutely disgusting human being for even thinking about it. I could care less about the dating sim part. All I want to do is play the puzzles because I love puzzle games. I don't want to sift through all this garbage. And why even make the game like this in the first place? Who benefits from a game this dirty? HuniePop gives terrible dating advice and really just straight up encourages being a terrible person in general. And for what? Why would anyone even think this is a good idea? God, this pisses me off so much it makes me want to throw something big and expensive out the window, like this coffee maker! I guess I might be being a bit unfair. After all, it's not like I'm bringing anything new to the table. HuniePop's already made its rounds on the internet. Everyone's already said everything there is to say about it. I think the main thing to recognize is that it's a joke. Now, personally, I don't find the joke to be all that funny, and you might not either. But that doesn't change the fact that you're not supposed to take this seriously. HuniePop is stupid. And the thing is, everybody knows it's stupid. I feel like the majority of people that play this game are doing so ironically. And if you need proof of that, just go read the reviews on Steam. Yes, HuniePop is gross and terrible and offensive. But nobody cares. Nobody's taking it seriously, and as long as that's the case, then in reality it's pretty harmless. Now, if there are people out there taking dating advice from HuniePop, God help us all.